ego is often treated as an enemy, something to fight, suppress, or get rid of. But what if ego is not the problem? What if ego is simply what forms when tension becomes personal? In the flow model, ego is not an identity, it is a response. When tension arises and flow cannot move freely, the system stabilizes itself by creating structure. That structure is what we experience as ego. Ego forms around protection, survival, and continuity. It holds memory. It defends boundaries. It tries to keep the system coherent under pressure. Without tension, ego does not appear. In deep flow states, ego softens or disappears entirely, not because it is destroyed, but because it is no longer needed. This explains why ego strengthens under stress, why fear makes identity rigid, why trauma crystallizes personality. Ego is tension remembering itself. The mistake is not having an ego. The mistake is identifying with it. When you believe the structure is you, flow gets trapped. Life becomes heavy. Change feels threatening. But when you recognize ego as a functional pattern, a temporary stabilization, it relaxes. Flow begins to move again. Awareness expands. Identity becomes fluid instead of fixed. You don't transcend ego by attacking it. You transcend ego by releasing tension. And as tension releases, ego naturally reorganizes. Lighter, more flexible, more transparent. Ego is not your enemy. It is your nervous system trying to keep flow alive. Flow model views ego as a structure that emerges when tension restricts flow. When tension softens, ego loosens and awareness opens. Subscribe to continue exploring. Imagine the ego as a river guiding its waters, both contained and free. When the banks are stable yet adaptable, the river flows powerfully, shaping the land with grace. In moments of stillness, we discover that ego, like water, takes the shape of its container. By changing the container, the narrative changes, reflecting a story of resilience and growth. As we learn to balance ego with flow, we unlock the potential to create not just within our minds, but in our world, propelling innovation, fostering empathy, and crafting visions forged by awareness. Let every breath be a reminder. Ego is a dance between structure and freedom, a perpetual journey that molds who we are and who we can become. As the sun sets on ego's hard lines, the night awakens with the promise of dreams unfurling. In dreams, ego dances, unrestricted by daylight's gaze, reshaping boundaries as shadows play. We are part of the eternal cycle, not separate from nature, but intricately woven into its fabric. As ego softens, the natural world whispers its secrets, of unity, of renewal, of the great connectedness beyond.